Okie dokie. Well, let's go ahead and get started. People can join us as they want to. So, you Zoomers, need to get up, get dressed, and get to work. What I'm saying. There you go. Have to get it in every time, right? Oh, Tracy's about to give me some BS excuse. She went right for the keyboard. Go ahead. Come on, tell me why you are suffering from the burdens of the world today. Care trouble. Nobody cares. Isn't it fascinating how we always have car trouble on Mondays? Uh-huh, sure. Okay. All right. So, well, there's our newest homeowner. Did you get all moved in? You did? Okay. You got anybody snoring or peeing around you? Not so far? Okay. In apartments? Yes, of course it is. That's the sucky part. I mean, I thought you did a really good job of isolating that. That's the bad part about apartment living, right? Right. Other people, right? Okay. So what's on your mind today? You Zoomers use your chat box too. What's on your mind today?
I have a quick question.
Okay, that's what this is for. Right.
You always, people talk for Bob, you always say that they want the commission, but is there not a possibility that like someone would equally care about their reputation being affected by not getting a listing sold, for example, or like messing up and helping with clients?
So say it again to me.
When people bring up these examples in this class, you're always like, oh,
Like what examples?
like they couldn't get their listing sold and they're asking for help, and be like, oh, well, you want commission. But like, is there not a possibility that could be like the reputation at stake, like making yourself look bad because you weren't able to sell listings like a motivation?
Okay, so let me see if I got the question right for our Zoomers. It does, what can I do to get this listing sold? And then I always tease them.
Yeah, like you do want commission.
You just want the commission, you got commission breath,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they're concerned about their reputation. Well, what reputation? Okay, with who? Who's the concern about their reputation with?
Yes.
I'm sorry? The seller? Okay.
I guess everyone else that looks from the outside looking in, they're like, oh, well, this person could get this.
Oh, you think the agent has the ability to control whether the house sells or not? Is that what you think? Like if the house doesn't sell, the agent didn't do their job?
I would see everyone. I mean, that's how the person can think, regardless, I guess. Right?
Well, people think all kinds of crazy shit. Doesn't necessarily make it true or valid. Well, you tell me, do you have control over whether your listings sell and for how much and when? You don't? Why? Because you're a bad agent? I mean, does anybody think they can control whether their listings sell, how much they sell for, and how long it takes? Do listings expire all the time outside of all the best intents of the real estate agent involved? Right. So if I want to significantly overprice my house, do you have any control over that? Does that make you a bad agent for trying to help me, even though, like, I might have told you I want 700 and you said my five's the most anybody's ever gotten in your neighborhood? And I go, I want seven anyhow. And you go along with that. Now, this is what some people are out there saying. Well, you should turn that listing down. You shouldn't take overpriced listings. Okay, well, I hope you don't, because I will. Now, why would I take an overpriced listing? Yeah, because people can change their minds, right? I would, I don't have a problem, especially in today's market. I really don't have a problem with people testing the marketplace. They change their mind, they bring their price down later. That's always possible. Why else would I take an overpriced listing?
Marketing.
What do you mean?
It's name in the city, you put your sign out on the front, you have your number up there, you're able to market it on social media.
What might that get me?
or
Okay.
listings.
I might pick up a buyer off the listing that I could probably not sell on that house, but sell them another. That's possible. Does that make me a bad agent? Okay. What's another reason why I might take an overpriced listing? How do you mean? But why would I take an overpriced listing?
Relationship with them and that could move on to people they know.
When their house doesn't sell, do you think they're going to go, Mike, we didn't really give you a very good, fair chance at selling the home. We dramatically overpriced it and it was not your fault, it's ours. Anybody ever had a seller say that? No, they're not going to say that. It's always going to be your fault. But why else might I take an overpriced listing, Jasmine? Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And y'all want to believe that you do, and you feel like you're supposed to, like that's my job. You don't know what a house is worth today. And the quicker you kind of get to grips, like I tell people that. I just had a guy yesterday that I sold a house to like 5 years ago, and he was asking me, well, what do you think my house might be worth today after 5 years? I'm like, I have no idea. And he looked at me shocked, like, you don't? I'm like, no. You want to find out? He goes, yeah. I'm like, good. I'll put a sign up in your yard tomorrow. And he's like, no, no, no. I don't want to put a sign up. I'm like, well, that's the only way you're going to know. I don't know. It's crazy out there. Some homes selling too quick. Some aren't selling at all. Some are selling for more than they're supposed to. Some are listed at the right price and aren't selling at all. Right? I hear it all from all of you. We're all over the place these days. Yeah, that's this marketplace. Here's what I think to answer your question. You're concerned about your reputation? Okay. Here's what I think a bad agent is. I have no problem at all with you overpricing your home, as long as you know it, as long as I'm willing to tell you. So you want 700? Just say, yeah. Yeah, you do. Okay. Well, nobody in the neighborhood's ever gotten more than 5. That's the highest price to date. You're aware of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to try 7 anyhow?
Yeah.
If for some reason it shouldn't sell, would that cause any hardships for you?
No.
Okay, so you're current on your payments. You don't have to be somewhere else in the next 60 days. Okay. But you want to try, and if you can get 700, that's great. And if you can't get 700, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's give it a try. Now, see, he knows that he's just throwing it out there to see what happens. And I know we're just throwing it out there to see what happens. And we're both two consenting adults. I got, oh, as strange as that might feel to you, we're two consenting adults. Then I got no problem with that at all. Here's where I do have the problem. If we hadn't had that conversation, right? Or if I'm not talking to him every week, I'm like, dude, so like we didn't get any showings this week, and obviously we didn't get any offers, but I think we both know why, right? We're just trying to see if you can get lucky, right? Do you want to keep trying to see if you can get lucky, or do you want to make some adjustments? And see, now, right now, I don't care what he says. Unless I do, why might I care? No.
You need
No,
the
that
money.
is the exact. He said, well, because I have bills to pay is why I might care. This ain't about me at all. And I might have bills to pay. I might. We probably all do, right? He's not the answer to my problem. Go get 10 more. That's the answer to my problem. If you are in the business of trying to get him to lower his price because you have bills to pay and you need him to be more practical, you are the one with the problem. I have a problem with that. You are a bad agent. This isn't supposed to be about you at all. It's supposed to be about him. The only reason I might care now is if he's turned out to be a jerk. Like he's hard to deal with. He's getting abusive. He's getting condescending. He's getting accusatory. He's starting to get harsh with me. Like I don't. But if you're a pretty amenable guy and you're like, yeah, I know, but I want to try anyhow. I go, okay, I'll try with you. We'll see if we get lucky. We'll see if you change your mind. We'll see. Start acting a jerk with me. You know what? Got to go. A bad agent's one that puts their needs ahead of the client's. A bad agent is one who didn't have the conversation with the client because you were too weak. A bad agent is one that's not talking to the seller. Talk 2024. I know how crazy this shit sounds. Talking to the seller. If you're not willing to speak with him, texting doesn't count. Emails don't count. A live conversation. It could be by phone, but it can't be written. Voicemails don't count. If you're not willing to speak with him every week, then don't take the listing. It would make you a bad agent. If I was a homeowner, that would get me riled up faster than anything else. You put a sign in my yard and I never heard from you again. That makes you a bad agent. If you have listings right now where that's what you're doing, you are a bad agent. Make sense? Did I answer your question? Okay. All right. Now, if you're talking to me every week and I'm saying, no, I get it. I'm asking 7, it's worth 5. I just hoping to get lucky. You're either willing to go along with that or you're not willing to go along with that, then we're fine. Okay. Other questions? No? Nobody on Zoom has any questions either? We good? Jasmine?
So, I don't know, the thing that- Something like, I'll get like my introduction out and just hang up.
Uh-huh. Okay, so the question was how to keep people from hanging up on us when we make calls. They're actually doing you a great favor. Well, do you want to speak with somebody that doesn't want to speak with you today? Do you want to spend time with them? Do you want to spend a couple minutes just to get to a hard no? Then they did you a favor. You should say thank you. Well, they did. Okay, so what kind of calls are you making? Expired calls? Okay. Well, especially with expired calls, just hang up on me. Why would you hang up on somebody? If you didn't want to talk to them. Do you want to talk to people today that don't want to talk to you? Okay, this is really an important point. Why, Jasmine, why are you making the calls? Right. You're just trying to get lucky. Okay. BizBo and expired calls. Okay. You're just hoping to get lucky. Okay. Let's go FISBOs first. Okay. Should you do that? I think everybody should do it to a certain degree every day. But when you call, are you calling to set a listing appointment? Well, why are you calling then? Somebody tell me when you actually make a FISBO call, why are you calling?
Build a relationship with them.
No, you're not going to build a relationship with them. Let's get this really clear. You are not going to build a relationship with a FISBO or an expired. They're never, ever, ever gonna like you. You actually sell his house for 700 and it's only worth 5. He's not going to like you. We've got to get reconciled with this. No matter what, they're not going to like you. They're always going to have a chip on their shoulder. Always. After closing, you sold his house for 700. He should be happy. He should be grateful. He should say thank you. He should love you. He's not going to. He didn't get enough. You made too much. You didn't do enough. It took too long. You pick it. That's who they are. They're do-it-yourselfers. Home Depot builds big stores to these people. They like doing it. That is his nature. It is their nature. You're not changing that. And they are not going to change their nature. You've got to, this is the problem. If you don't get this, you miss the whole thing. You miss understanding them. And you have to understand them, or when they hang up on you, it bothers you, doesn't it? It feels disrespectful. That's who they are. They would never pay somebody to do for them what they can do for themselves. Now, pause on that for a second. Think of somebody in your life that you know that is just like that. They're not paying anybody to do for them what they can do for themselves. They're going to change their own oil. They wash their own car. They like checking themselves out at the grocery store. Like, Walmart is ending this because they found that people were stealing stuff and not being honest at the checkout line when they were checking themselves out. They're shocked by this and they're ending all the self-checkout thing. But that irritates some people. They like checking themselves out. They cut their own grass. They clean their own house. Do you know people like this? You do, right? There's lots of them. They don't pay other people to do anything for them that they can do for themselves. And if they happen to do it, they resent it. Like you should do it for free. And in their world, that's how it should be. That's how they operate inside their head. So if you're calling FISBOs, you're just hoping to get lucky. Look, statistically, and on the Zoom, feel free to jump on the chat box if you want to. Statistically, 9 out of 10 of them are not going to be able to sell the house themselves. Now, look, don't tell them that. Okay. It'll just start an argument. They don't want to hear that stuff. 9 out of 10 of them are not going to be able to sell the house themselves. But like they don't think that. I just know as a professional, I don't deny the possibility that you could sell the house yourself. I deny the probability. Sure, it's possible. It's just not very likely. Well, in this marketplace, it should be my odds for success are a lot higher. Nope. Nobody knows your house is for sale, dude. But that's not a conversation I'm going to have with them, because to have that conversation would be to believe my chair slowly sinks. Not quickly, slowly. I'm sorry. It was $20, right? Thank you for reminding me. That was like 5 years ago. It was $20. What was I saying? Help me, old man moment.
For
I'm glad everybody was paying so much attention. Yeah, it's not okay. So possible, but not like, right? Okay. The reason why you're making these calls is very simple. You're not going to build relationship. You can't build relationship with these people. They are relationship proof. They don't like you. They have contempt for us and disdain. I wouldn't take it personally. My next door neighbor, I've been in my house for 3 or 4 years now. He was building a deck on the back of his house the day I moved in. And when I walked out there last night, he's still building the deck on the back of his house. 4 years. He's never going to pay somebody to do what he thinks he can do himself. He thinks he knows how to build the deck. I don't know. I think it's funny. You might or you might not know how to build the deck, but apparently you don't have any time to do it. But that's not what he thinks. He thinks I'm not paying somebody to do what I can do. Okay. So the reason why you're calling them, you're just trying to get lucky. You're looking for the one who woke up today, and usually it's a fight inside their house. Do I think my neighbor is going to hire somebody to finish his deck? I do. Oh, yes. The wife has had enough. I mean, it took 4 years, but can you imagine being married to this guy? Because do you think that this is the only project going on in their life that never gets done? My cousin is a mason. And so they wanted to build an outdoor fire pit in their back patio. Oh, I think if it ever gets done, it's going to be beautiful. But the last thing he wants to do when he comes home at night is to build another outdoor fire pit, which is what he just spent all day doing. Right. So it'll take him years to finish this project. Of course, he has 4 or 5 other projects that are also taking years to do. So I think the FISBO is going to change their mind. Here's what you don't know. When? And they're never, sometimes they'll tell you, oh, and I'm going to give it 30 days. Okay. That's somebody who knows themselves. They put a deadline on themselves because they know if they don't, it'll never get sold. Okay. Here's why I say you're calling to get lucky and why you can't build a relationship. Stephanie's fantasy is this. They're going to know me and like me. And when the time comes, they're going to call me. They're not. First of all, they're not paying any attention to you. They're for you to generate any known awareness inside their head would take so many touches and such a thorough, robust follow-up campaign. Nobody in this room or on the Zoom is going to do that. You're not. So here's what you're trying to do. They think all agents are the same. They don't think anybody's any better than anybody else. Nobody does. Nobody thinks, everybody thinks all real estate agents are the same. They think they know some people better and they like some people better. And the person I like is a good agent and the rest of y'all are all a bunch of dumbasses. That's how most people think. So all you're trying to do is happen to be on the phone to make contact with them the day they become ready to list the house. That's it. Well, as a matter of fact, and then you're the next person that called. Well, that's just luck. It is just luck. You're just hoping to get lucky. Well, but I thought you said luck's not a strategy. Luck's not a strategy. But I will tell you this, the harder I work, the luckier I get. Now that I believe. If you do anything enough, it's going to work. Well, what's the point of a follow-up campaign with FISBOs? Well, you're just trying to get lucky. But if you think they're going to remember your name and when the day comes that they're going to list their house, you crazy. That ain't happening. You're just the next person that got in front of them the day they became ready. That's it. That's all you're trying to do. So they hung up on you. I say, that's good. You just saved like 30 to 60 seconds there. I wish all of them would just hang up on me, except the one that actually needs a real estate agent today. Those are the ones that might not hang up on you. Now, they might need a real estate agent for one of two or three different reasons. What might that be? Why would I actually not hang up on Jasmine today as a FISBO or an expired? Okay, I might actually be at the place where I'm ready to give up doing this myself because my wife is chewing my ass and we have a deadline which I've not told anybody about. That's possible. Why else might I be willing to talk to Jasmine today? What? Real loud. You want her to bring a buyer. Oh, hell yes. That's what they all want. The ones that are willing to speak with you just want you. Have you ever had somebody say this to me? You can bring me a buyer. Okay. Now, at that point, you have a decision to make. Most of you hate conflict. And so you'll go along with that crazy line of reasoning. I wouldn't, because I want to be with them like the one thing I want to be with you. I might be the only person in your life, maybe, who's willing to tell you the truth. You might not like it. You might not agree with me, right, Aldo? Uh-huh. But I'll tell you over and over and over again until you take action. Yeah. I just want to be the one person telling you the truth because it might actually shock you. Like, I know you're trying to work from home. You know you're not equipped to do that. Yes, I am. I am. Great. Show me the results. I want one of you to show me the results. Uh-huh. Okay. I know you don't like it, and I know you're hating on me right now. I know you are, but I'm telling you the truth. I might be the only one in your life that's willing to tell you the truth, but I am telling you the truth. You can't do it. And the day you prove I'm wrong, I'll shut up. Until then, I'm not going to shut up. You're not equipped to do it from home. See? Bring me a buyer. No, no. Well, why not? Anybody want to role play this with me? Anybody? Miguel, you want to role play it with me? Okay, say that to me. No. No. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. We have an obligation to the people in our listed inventory. They made a commitment to us. Hey, can I ask you a question? Okay, great. If you did, I know you don't want to, but if you did list your home with me and you found out that I was showing buyers to other homes that weren't listed with us, would you have a problem with that? You wouldn't? You'd be the only homeowner we have that didn't have a problem with it. No, we don't bring our home buyers to unlisted homes. Have other people told you they would? They haven't? Yes, they have. So yes, they have.
Yeah.
They have. I know. Hey, can we do something? Can we not start off our relationship by me trying to lie and manipulate you? Can I just tell you the truth? We have lots of home buyers. I mean, we're the largest real estate company in the world. We have lots of home buyers. We're not going to bring them to your house unless, unless what? What's the truth? When might you, okay, on Zoom and here in the room, somebody let me know right now if you try to show unlisted homes. I know you have, but do you try to? This morning, I send you a home buyer referral. What's the first thing you do to find them homes to see? Oh no, Miguel, you're going straight to your FISBO list today, right? Okay, when would you go to the FISBO list? When you can't find anything else and you need alternatives. Tell people the truth. They won't like it. You won't like it. You aren't going to like me this morning. Heather Gale, get your ass up, get dressed, and get to work. Oh, she ain't gonna like that. She won't even turn her camera on. You don't want me to see her in her PJs.
The reality is you're doing work for both sides.
So's everybody else. And by the way, if I did bring you a buyer, I don't do that for 3%. I do that for 8. Well, why are you gonna give them the same price you give people that have made a commitment to us? They don't get they don't get a discount. They don't even get the same price. They pay a premium if I was to do it. That'll blow their minds.
More.
That'll blow their minds. Why you giving them? Let's say that you did. Okay, you're not in your PJs. Okay, all right. Are you driving here? All right. Why you giving them a discount? Why would you even give them the same price? Well, you're a weak ass. That's why. He said, because I need to pay bills. And the reason, now look, that's a good point. The reason we compromise ourselves, we're not strong and we don't develop the right mindset for this is because we didn't get our shit done last week. And so we don't have enough prospects and we start getting desperate. And desperate people do desperate things. Right. I wish you wouldn't. I wish you'd get up, get dressed, and come to work and get your marketing activities done this morning so that you wouldn't be desperate. Because until you start running your business like a business and being consistent every day and getting your shit done this morning and holding your people and appointments for this afternoon, until you start doing that, you can resist me as long as you want to resist it. But until you start doing that, you're going to be a weak ass and you're never going to have enough prospects and you're always going to feel weak and compromised and doing things you don't want to do for money you don't want to do it for. And it's all because you didn't want to get your shit done. Get your shit done. You'll have a full pipeline of prospects and you will naturally deal with that stuff just fine. It won't be like hard. And as long as you don't, you're trying to figure out how to get other people to do what they don't want to do. And Jasmine, I have no idea how to do that. I don't even want to find out. I don't even want to try. All I want to do today for the next 3 hours is just find people that do want to work with me. If they hang up on me, that's good. You should say thank you. They're actually respecting your time. I don't want to talk to you. Drop dead, go away. And we take that personally. I wouldn't. I take it as a favor. Do you want to work? Do you want to actually speak with people? How many? Well, let's find out from Jazz. Jazz, how many people do you want to speak with this morning that don't want to talk to you? None. Well, then they did you a favor. Unless you're a manipulator and you're trying to figure out how to get people to do what they don't want to do. And that's a sucky job. That's a bad job. I don't want to do this job. You can't make enough money to doing this to put up with that shit. To put up with people that are rude, disdainful, contemptuous. You know, there's plenty of people out there that aren't that way. Has anybody actually worked with the buyers? You people on Zoom, you chime in here too. Has anybody worked with a buyer or seller that was actually polite, appreciative of your efforts? You actually got along with and you felt like you actually felt like you were helping them? Anybody? Just a little show me your hand. Okay. What'd that feel like? You liked it. Okay. Hey, look, I've got a big secret for you. Go find more people just like that. And you know what? You'll love this job. You'll love it. But you got to go find more people just like that. They aren't going to find you, which I know you so desperately want. They're not going to find you. You have to go find them. And how good you get at that is how much money you're going to make in this business and how much money you're going to enjoy doing it. Because I don't know about you. I don't really care how much money I make If the whole process sucks and I'm having to steal money out of people's pockets and get them to do what they don't want to do, it's torturous. Hey, if any of you don't want to be here, the door's right up there. You can leave at any time. That's my attitude. If you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. Get your shit, get out. And I mean that with all the love in my heart. I don't want to work with people that don't want to work with me. Do you? Okay, there's a secret to it. You've got to get your marketing activities done. And I would encourage you to do it just like we do everything else in our life that's really important. But if I don't get it done first every day, it isn't going to happen. Get that shit done in the morning. Like from now till noon, don't do anything else. Whatever else you people at home are doing this morning, you're wrong. Whatever else you had planned for this morning, you're wrong. It's the most important thing. If you do it first every day and just say, that's what I'm doing in the morning. If it starts with AM, I'm just trying to find more people that I can help buy or sell a home this year. And don't do anything else in the mornings. And then do whatever you want in the afternoons. But if you do it right, you'll have appointments all afternoon. And don't let people set appointments with you in the morning unless they, not you, they don't have a choice. Like, well, I have to go to work at 1 o'clock. I work from 1 to 9, so I can only look at homes in the morning. Okay, that's an exception. That's not the rule. That's unusual. I can make an exception for somebody, but then I still have to get my marketing stuff done because that's all you get paid for. So they're hanging up on you. Good. Good that you're making the calls. Good that they're hanging. Now, should she make calls all morning? You think she should? Why don't you think she should? Okay, so everybody watch. Everybody turn around and look at Jasmine. Okay. Everybody turn around and look at Jasmine. Now, should, okay, do you feel uncomfortable? Okay, keep staring at her. We're gonna analyze her. Is that the best and highest use of Jasmine? To be on the phone all morning? Should she make some amount of calls each day? Well, I don't know. Let's tell her. How long or how many calls should she make today? Well, is it 10 or is it 20? Okay, who else has an opinion?
Well, make calls versus the calls that answer, like, call by call. Yeah, you can still call by call.
Well, she's calling expireds. How long should she do that for each day?
Well, it should be based upon our goals.
You say 1 hour. Would somebody else say? 2 hours. Huh? However long she can bear. Okay. Of all the answers I've heard, that's the worst one. I don't give a shit how long she can bear is like when she wants to stop. I don't care what you want. What you want, Jasmine, what you want is completely irrelevant to this conversation. So, Jasmine, if you said 30 minutes a day of expireds, I would go, okay. Could you do 30 minutes a day of FISBOs? Okay, you could. Good. As far as I'm concerned, you're done. Why? Is that the best and highest use of Jasmine? Sitting on a telephone. Well, what should she do? Why? Are you, are you? Oh, I think he's hitting on her right now. Are you hitting on her? Oh, yeah, I know you're hitting. And a great, see, she's got a great smile. And is she sweet? Uh-huh, right, she's nice. Yeah, yeah. Now, how about Miguel? Should he?
You guys want to do- okay. Well, that's happened to you, but.
Good. So some people say 10 to 15, some people say an hour. Hey, look, it doesn't have to be your thing, but everybody in this room, everybody on this Zoom could do 30 minutes of it a day, and it would diversify your business. And most of them are going to hang up on you. Most of them aren't going to want to list their home with you. Of course, they're not. You're only trying to get lucky. But let's find out, Jasmine, how many times a month do you need to get lucky? Real estate listing wise. I think she's blushing right now. How many times a month do you need to get lucky with listings? Just once a month, not every day, not multiple times every day, not even every week. So we're about to head into May. So in the next 32 days, you only need to get lucky once. Then where's all the pressure coming from? That generate 10 to 12 listings a year for, right? Right. Is that the extent of your goal? No, but we're just talking about FSBOs and expired. You just generated 10 to 12 listings a year. If, is it likely? Okay. Is it likely that if she spent 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for the next 30 days, that she could generate one good listing opportunity? All right. Well, that's just from FSBOs and expired. You just generated 10 to 12 listings over the next year from just one part of the business. What else should she do? Open houses? Do you do any open houses? How often, how many times a month would you do an open house? Okay. She's just trying to get lucky. You do open houses? You're just trying to get lucky. There's no strategy to this. You're just trying to get lucky. People stop by the open house. You chat them up a little bit. Y'all seem to hit it off. You like them. They like you. You got lucky. How many times a month do you need to pick up a buyer prospect off an open house that actually buys a home for that to be an okay strategy? Twice a month? Okay. Let's cut that in half. If you just got one good buyer deal a month off open houses, that's 10 to 12. Well, now she's up, let's just go low. Now she's up to 20 transaction sides a year. What else should she do? Okay. If you got 5 a year, no, 2 a year, 2 a year. Okay. Now you're up to 22 transactions. What else should she do? Like what? What kind of networking events should Jasmine go to? Well, like what? Okay. Where would she find those? Nicole, help. Yeah. Chambers of commerce are like an umbrella, and everything going on in that community falls under them. Have you found other more specific groups to participate in from being involved in the chamber? Yes. And Jasmine is a young, pretty, sweet, personable young lady with a great smile. Yeah. So if she meets people face to face, is it likely, oh, if you go to 1 or 2 a week, every week for the next year, is it reasonable that she might meet 3 people that want to buy or sell a house? Well, now we're at 25 deals. I don't know. How many houses you need to sell this year? Oh, we're at twice that number. See? We didn't get it all from one place. We got it from a number of different places, and we're already at double her goal. So why won't she do it? Why won't she sell 25 or more homes this year? What do you mean? Yeah, you have to do shit. Right. It's funny. People at home, you have to do shit. I'm just entertaining myself. That's why she won't. Sorry, but it's not likely. You just won't. You take your eye off the ball. You won't run your business like a business. You'll be here today. Some people are going to be here today. She'll be here today, but she'll spend the whole day fucking around and then she'll leave early and she won't have gotten anything important done. And that's your job. Your job's not to show homes and take listings and attend closings. It's not. That's the result of you doing your job. Your job is you got to meet 10 people a day, 5 days a week. And those are all different ways to do it. And if you did, and you did that for 49, 50 weeks a year, yeah, you'd sell 25 or more homes. And the reason you didn't sell 25 or more homes last year is because you didn't do that shit. So you people at home, you decide how long it's going to take for you start getting shit done every day. And that'll be the answer to where you are. I mean, take as long as you need to, but that's it. But see, we talked about doing 30 minutes of expireds, 30 minutes of FISBOs. It's just 30 minutes each. Can you do that? You probably won't. And that's the hard part because you're going to have to keep your mind right every day because your mind's going to want to go down wrong roads. Like people hanging up on me are a problem. And I go, well, you should be saying thank you. Would I call them again? Why would I call them again? Why would I call them again next week? No, I'm not trying to get anybody to change their mind. When I try to get y'all, okay, let's take this. Let's take Tracy. Tracy, you were the one crazy enough to actually have your camera activated. So that's why I'm picking on you. The others can't even be bothered to turn their camera off. So there you go, Heather. When I try to get them to change their minds and when I care more than they do, when I try to get you to change your mind, I get frustrated. Not you. You might get a little annoyed, but then you just start tuning me out. You just turn it off. You're more like a teenager than anything else I can think of. Your teenagers just turn it off. How old's your daughter? Does she have the unique ability to just not hear you? Oh, yes. And we all did when we were teenagers. Like, mom's lips are moving, but you don't hear a thing. Right. Your dad had 3 daughters. Uh-huh. So how do you maintain your sanity with 3 teenage daughters in the house? Yeah. I bet if he was in here right now, he'd go, you just learn how not to hear it. It's like the lawnmower outside your window. You just learn not to hear it. It's all this drama and everything's going on. All these emotions are going on in the house. He doesn't hear it. He's a sniper for the FBI. It's just his or her rate just remain calm. He doesn't even hear it. You don't, selective hearing. Yeah. You say that like y'all told him that a few times. Of course he has selective hearing. He's living with 4 women. Uh-huh. That's how he maintains his sense. You don't hear me. You don't hear me. And your people aren't listening to you. And when you try to get people to change their minds, me, are going to get frustrated. I call it the hamster wheel. I'm trying to get you to do something you're not willing to do. And the answer to that is, Mike, Don't try to get them to do it. Don't try to get Letitia to get up and get dressed and come to work today. She's not going to do it. But if she did, I know, Mike, but she's not going to because it's just not that important to her. And don't let it be more important to you than it is to her. When you do, that's called the hamster wheel. And I can run as hard and fast as I want to, and I'm not getting anywhere. And when you try to do that with your teenagers, you ain't getting anywhere. And when you try to do that with your customers, your prospects, you aren't getting anywhere. Don't try to do it. Don't try to care more than they care. Don't let your wants and needs rule the day. Okay, so Nicole, you're in a good mood today, so I'm gonna pick on you. Here's the truth. I am not going to get Nicole to do anything Nicole doesn't want to do today. No amount of logic, no amount of motivation, no amount of anything is going to get her to do one more thing than she wants to do today. But this place is expensive to run. It's over $300,000 a month. So think about that. That's $10,000 a day, calendar day. We got bills to pay around here. I need Nicole to go sell some houses. That's not the answer to that. You know what the answer to that is? I need more Nicoles. Why? I'm not going to get her to do anything she doesn't want to do, no matter how many bills I have to pay around here. She doesn't care. It's my problem. It's not hers. And she doesn't feel like it. I'm like, okay, well, Camille, go get 10 more. She got every one of you, every single one of you she got because I'm answering that problem. Right. Go get Stephanie. Go get Tracy. Go get Betsy. Throw Miguel back. Go get some more. And that's what you have to do too. Don't try to get the people that are in front of you to do what they don't want to do. It's a quagmire of frustration. They're not going to. Go get 10 more. I'll go get 10 more Nicoles. I won't give a shit as much. I always want her to do. I wish she would listen to me. She won't. None of you will. So we have to go get more, or we have to cut expenses dramatically. Well, that's the same issue you've got, right? You either have to go get more because some of them will and some of them won't, or you need to cut your personal expenses dramatically. And for most of us that are getting behind right now, I say this to you, you just spend more money than you make. That's it. You spend more money than you make. Quit spending so much money. Now, everybody's got the same answer. I really don't. I mean, there's really not very many ways I can cut. Oh, yeah, there is. You don't have to live where you live. You don't have to drive what you drive. You could cut all kinds of expenses. Now, you might say, I don't want to. I'm like, well, then good. Go get 10 more. Boy, it got quiet on the Zoom. Okay. Uh-huh. What happens if somebody tells me I'm going to hire an agent in 30 days? They're lying to you. You know what that might mean to me? This afternoon. So, depending on where they were located, I would do the pop by. Now, I'm not driving an hour out of my way, but look, that is a buying signal. Even I can figure that shit out. And you're going to call them back on May the 29th, and they're going to already have been listed with somebody. And you're going to say, but you told me 30 days. It was a euphemism. Like I didn't mean like on the 30th day. I meant we're getting there. And you took me literally. Why? Because you wanted to. Because you don't want to do one more thing than you have to do every day. That hurts, doesn't it? Instead of, what else could I do? I want to do more. I want to do more. What else could I do? I would do a pop by. Hey, we spoke this morning on the phone. I was driving by your neighborhood, line number one, and I just thought I'd stop by and say hello in person and allow you to put a voice with a face. Okay, here's my card. I know you said 30 days, but if you change your mind and it's quicker, I'm ready. What else might I do? Come on now. Okay, so Betsy, you might list the home in 30 days. Hey, that's great. Hey, if you were to get a really good offer between now and then, would that even be better? Yeah, good. You know, we have this thing called Easy Sell. Why not? Why not try that while you're waiting for the 30 days? Why not? It doesn't cost anything, right? All you could do is get lucky. Questions? Everybody on the Zoom's dropped off. No, they haven't. Okay, let's go to work.